Cool.
Testicles. I always think you're saying testicles.
Because of those big balls I sit on.
No, that's not why. It's the test and the test. The test. You go testing.
Testing.
Testicles. Don't those sound alike to you?
They do. Except for the ickles. The ickles give me the tickles.
Do you remember that comedian, Rickles?
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Don Wrinkles.
No, he didn't wrinkle. Maybe he did wrinkle. Is he
His
still
testicles
alive?
wrinkled.
We're not talking about Don Rickles' testicles. His wrinkled testicles.
I think all of them wrinkled.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And welcome to our podcast. Woo! You never know what you're going to get when you tune in to us.
That's
right?
Yes, that's true.
Wow, what a morning.
It's kind of like going into a negotiation.
You never know what you're going to get.
What you're going to get.
Isn't that true?
And I think that is part of the problem, and that's why people start so far apart and try to compromise in.
Oh, like the debate last night?
Yes.
Which we fell asleep.
Like politics.
We did not even watch.
Like politics in general, like sales. And I think if more people would just come at all situations from a point of integrity and honesty about exactly what they want and what they need.
But they don't.
No,
because
they feel
somehow
like they have
we've
to
been
compromise.
taught to shoot for the moon, to ask for it all, because we think, well, if we just...
So you can land where you want to land.
Yeah, which there can be some truth to that.
Try landing an airplane like that. Shoot for way off the runway so that you can compromise and hopefully hit the runway.
Okay, so let's talk about your dreams. When it comes to your dreams, why not shoot for the big and the bold and the grand?
Well, I think that if you dream big, everything is created first in the imagination.
That is so true.
So if you can imagine
firmly believe that.
You can do it. It can be done. It may take a while, and it takes some innovation. It takes creativity. It takes cooperation.
It takes time.
I don't believe you're necessarily going to achieve all your dreams by yourself. I think you have to bring people in. You have to share your dreams with your...
Collaborate.
Yes.
Corroborate.
Yeah. So bring people into the fold, but be honest about your intentions and just be ethical about things.
I am with you on that, because I do feel back to the politics, which I said we would never talk about politics on this show. And what am I doing? I'm talking about politics. I feel sometimes like our country is so divided. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
And just as you were saying, it almost feels like you have to get extreme in order to bend the leverage.
Well, I mean, it feels
you
like
have to get on the edge of that teeter-totter in order to make your weight really count.
Yeah, and it almost, to me, and this might be a stretch, but it feels like it comes back to marketing, media, and everything where they talk about it takes 7 touches to get your message through. Mm-hmm. So the media and marketing, they're pushing these extreme ideas or extreme messages in hopes that they're going to be a little stickier and catch in people's thought process and what their ideals are and what they believe towards a certain thing and bring them closer to their side. Does that make sense at all?
But the thing is, Jason, I am someone that truly sits in the middle, and neither side is resonating with me. And when I talk about where do I stand, I can keep an open mind to an extent, but once they start getting to these extremes, I start going, whoa. I'm not with you on that planet.
Because for the most part, there's truth in everything. and it, just like every coin has two sides to it. But when you get to the exact end of the extreme, there's no other side to that.
Well, I feel like when you get to the exact end of the extreme, it's almost like you circle around. It's almost like the two extremes start bending to where they're almost meeting in the middle. That's when you become Alice in Wonderland, and you're actually looking at the other side through the looking glass going, okay, wait a minute. I've totally now started arguing the opposite side without even really knowing it.
Yeah, and that's going to cause mass chaos and confusion.
And then you think, wow, have I gone crazy or has the world gone crazy?
The world.
And then that's when you're like, whoa. Oh, am I looking in a mirror, or am I looking in a mirror that's...
Somebody slipped me a Mickey.
Looking in a mirror.
I don't know what a Mickey is.
Yeah, what is a Mickey?
I don't know. We're so close to Disney, I just thought it was appropriate.
Do you know one time, it was my senior year of high school, we played this game in my psychology class, I think it was.
Played this game at a party one night?
No, it was in my psychology class. And I got the question, name all of the slang terms for drugs. Name all of the slang terms for drugs as fast as you could. It was like a taboo game or something. I don't even know what the game was. But anyway, I just remember I could not come up with anything.
Oh,
my mind went completely blank. And I know that my teacher thought that I was trying to play Little Miss Goody Two Shoes, but I really didn't know.
You should have just come up with some random words. I think that might be a teacher's...
Do you know which teacher it was? It was Mr. Sheets.
That's funny.
The one who is now the principal, who is now the superintendent. Like, he's just become one of my idols. I really, really admire this guy, and he has become a leader in my town, and I would go to bat for him any day, and I have gone to bat for him. But go ahead. Which words would you make up?
Well, I'm just thinking that sounds to me like one of those teacher ploys and parent ploys, so they can start understanding what teens are calling.
What the lingo is. What are the kids talking about these days?
I'm reading my kid's diary.
I know.
And I see the word yay, getting lots of yay, and getting some smoke, and getting some green.
Did you ever have any code words? Because I had one.
I don't think I did.
No?
I don't think I did. You had code words for drugs?
I had a code word. Oh, I'll tell it to you
for drugs?
Now. No, not for drugs. Okay. I had a code word.
For making out?
I had a code word for going out and meeting at this stop sign in the country.
Oh. To see boys?
Well, it didn't matter. It was a stop sign in the country that my friends and I would go meet at. But we didn't want our parents to know that that's where we were meeting, and we didn't want.
Let's go out to the four-way, y'all.
No, we would say, let's go over to Eric's house and have some chili, because his mom always made chili. Always made chili. So
you always knew there was some chili, and the parents would always know because they saw her at the food mart buying chili material. Yes, and she was
always making chili, and for the football games, she was always handing out chili. So it was like, hey, let's go over to Eric's house and have some chili.
The freezer's full of chili.
And really what that meant was, okay, let's all go meet at the stop sign in the country where nobody else knows which stop sign we're talking about, but my little clique of four girls knew.
Did you have different people for different stop signs? Like, let's go meet at Robbie's house for some hot dogs. Oh, which stop sign is that?
I know.
So mine was, let's meet under the bleachers and get twisted.
What does that mean?
Well, you have to figure that one out. But I would have definitely invited you under the bleachers to get twisted.
Oh, yeah? What does twisted mean?
Just wrapped up in each other.
Oh.
Actually, I didn't really go into the bleachers. It was dirty down there. People
Where would
spilling
you
things.
go?
I'd watch the game.
Oh, you were that person.
I was that guy.
You were actually
I was a
into the
supporter.
sports.
I was an athletic supporter. Some people say I'm nuts.
You know what? I never got that joke. That joke is from Grease, where so they start Grease, the movie, you know.
Oh, Blanche.
Yeah, and Blanche, the little ladies in the
Office.
front office, they play their little xylophones. Dun, 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 dun. And then they start talking about how one day you can be Theodore Roosevelt.
And if you can't be an athlete, at least you can be an athletic supporter.
Yes!
Which is another word for a jockstrap.
You know the scene I'm talking about.
Of course I did. Grease is a fantastic
And I
musical.
never knew that was even a joke because I've watched that movie I don't know how many times.
More than you've worn a jockstrap, I hope.
That's one of my top 5 movies.
It is? Have you watched it more than you've worn a jockstrap?
I've never worn a jockstrap. In fact, do we even have jockstraps anymore in the house?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes. Sometimes they look more like fun time underpants, but
This is getting so bizarre.
it is. Well, we're compromising.
I think maybe we might just call it a day
It's
here.
Friday.
It is Friday.
You can't call it a day. You just started a huge program.
Oh, I did. I started a program
with no compromises.
With no what?
Compromises. You're going to show up. You're meeting
am.
people. You're doing it. It's exactly.
Yes. So this is a win-win, to be honest with you, which I'm very, very excited about because as I have gone through my life and really dissected the different areas of what's important to me, I have realized that health and fitness, that is an area of my life that when I put that on the back burner, then everything else starts to fall apart.
Everything else starts to decay a little bit. So it's like when you start gaining weight, when you start not taking care of yourself,
it starts with self-love.
It like bleeds out into everything. And it's a slow bleed sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a very fast, like a artery cut.
Yes.
But eventually, regardless of what you want to think, that letting go of your health and wellness and fitness is going to be at a minimum a slow bleed out into your finances, your social life,
and people
everything.
think how can my health and fitness affect my finances? Well, it does, because the way I feel affects my energy level. It also affects my hormones. It affects my emotions. It affects the way I react to things. It affects my decision making. It affects my thinking.
It affects the way you show up to things.
It affects my creativity and my ideas. And so when I really, really start doing the deep dive of what is important to me, and when I really start dissecting and talking about my own dreams and putting them out in the universe, it really comes down to I need to be at peak physical and health, physical fitness and health. And so I really need to take care of myself when it comes to my nutrition, my physical activity, my meditation, my self-care, my self-love, all of those things. My sleep, that is huge. So what I've done, believe it or not, I have decided to synergize a few of these areas, and I have decided that a way for me to do that is to start a small group and to share some of my workouts with people who are interested. Now, throughout my life, I don't know if some of you might know, but I'm a 3-time Paralympian. I have trained at Olympic training centers. I have trained under some of the best coaches. So I not only have the psychological, athletic tips and tricks, but I have the nutritionist tips and tricks. I have the coaches aspect. I have the weightlifting aspect. I have the cardio aspect. I have learned over the last lifetime all of this knowledge, really. And I also have been on the flip side of when life got really, really hard. And the one thing that I let go was my health. And I stopped moving. And in that time, I started not liking the way I looked. I started not liking the way I felt. And I had zero energy. And in that, I gained weight. And I started eating the wrong things because I needed comfort. And it was almost like a snowball that went the other way. So I've actually lost 35 pounds in the last 3 years.
Yep.
And so many people over my lifetime have come to me and they'll say, oh my gosh, Jana, I have a hurt hip, or I don't walk well because I have bad knees and I can't get up and down steps, and it's just really put on the pounds. And I want to say, well, you know what? I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I'm a high para, and I make it work. I make it work because it's all about moving and doing what you can. And believe it or not, I know quadriplegics that are super fit and lean because it starts in your imagination. And then the second component is how you nourish and fuel your body. And then the third component is getting your heart rate going. Your heart rate.
Yeah. And there's also people that say, well, I sit in an office chair for 12 hours a day or 15 hours a day, whatever your day looks like at work or driving on the road or anything. And you're like, well, you know what? I sit in a chair all the time. And I've done that for 30 years. And that, I get that that's a challenge, but it's not an excuse not to move.
That's a limiting belief.
Yes.
That is a limiting belief.
There's nothing that can hold you back from what you want.
So here's what I'm doing. I am actually keeping myself accountable because I'm going to be working out anyway. And so I'm making the pledge that I'm going to show up on Fridays, Mondays, and Wednesdays at 5 p.m. And I have a private Facebook group called Push With Me. You can go to my Patreon page /Jana Shelfer and you could subscribe to this. And for a small fee of $10.40, you can join my group and we can work out together. And it's going to be something that not only is fun, but we all will improve and we're all going to hold each other accountable. So it's really a win-win-win when it all comes down to it.
And the thought behind it is we're pushing together. So Push With Me, and it's a Facebook forum, which most people are comfortable with.
Yes.
And gives you that area to discuss and collaborate with other people that are going through the same thing. And we're going to also, it's not just the aerobics, but there'll be some times when we have some 5Ks and we're traveling around the country.
Or small weights.
Doing
or maybe we might
things.
swim.
But the primary goal is the weekly, 3 times a week at least, movement with the upper body aerobics and seated aerobics.
And Jason you've already subscribed.
I'm excited.
So you are in and you are going to be there working out with me. And I know that you are not a huge aerobics person, but we have a stationary bike in our living room. And so I'm hoping that, hey, while I'm doing aerobics, you might be over there on the bicycle.
It's about moving. It's moving what you can, doing what you can with what you have.
And so we would love for you to join us. And we're going to put the link so that everyone knows where we're at and what we're doing. And we are going to start today. But this is now part of our routine. 5 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Routines are crucial.
Routines are crucial. And one last thing I want to talk about before we wrap it up is that another core value of Jason and myself is fun. We like to have fun. And I think if you've been following our podcast, you know that Jason wants to be G.I. Joe. He wants to go on adventures. And so we've teamed up with the adventure book. Today at 5 o'clock, we have an adventure challenge that's coming out on our YouTube page. So we're going to share that with everybody, but we would love for you to view it and tell us what you think, because we really had fun doing it and we challenge you to try it as well, because ultimately, once this pandemic starts wrapping up, we would love to start inviting you to come on these challenges with us.
That sounds fun.
F-U-N. F-U-N. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. It's Friday.
Happy Friday.
Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell, and we will talk to you on Monday.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.